Hi, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. So, look, a lot of people want to accomplish certain things in their life, right? A lot of people, they have all these goals and all these dreams and all that sort of stuff. So, there's a lot of things that people want to accomplish in their life. But a lot of people don't want to pay the price up front, they don't want to put in the work. A lot of people want nice stuff. They want a nice house. They want a nice car. They want to be able to take trips, well, either for themselves or their families or families that they intend to have one day, their own family. They want to do all these different types of things, but a lot of people don't want to put in the work up front to be able to do that. So that's what you have to do if you're going to be successful in life. It's like you have to do the unpopular stuff right now. A lot of times it's the back-breaking type of work. So let me try to break it down and provide different types of examples, as I'm kind of discussing this topic today. So let's say you're an athlete, right? A lot of people have, and I want to start with that because a lot of people have that, their favorite athlete, whether it's a soccer player or a football player, depending on where you live, or a football player, as in American football, or a basketball player, or a cricket player, or a tennis player, a golfer, whatever the case is. Everyone has that athlete or two that they actually admire. What we see a lot of times with these people is we see the highlights, right? We see the highlight reels. We see them when they're really good or they're at the point where they're becoming really good. And so we catch them when they're really kind of at stardom already. And we see them progress and we see them grow over a period of time. But what we don't see is a lot of times the years that this person put in as an athlete, the training, the early morning training, right? For any athlete, and then coming back again in the afternoon, having to train again. The golfer, right, who spends 3-4 hours a day hitting golf balls so that it could be ready for that moment when it comes. Not that they're gonna. You need some kind of fortune, some things to kind of go your way, some kind of quote unquote what people call luck. I don't really believe in luck, but let's just call it luck. But you need things to go your way sometimes, but you also have to be ready to take advantage of the moment when it comes your way. So we see a lot of times we see these people, your favorite soccer player, right? Cristiano Ronaldo or Messi or whoever the case is, and you see these type of people, but we a lot of times we see them when they're already just at that peak. They're getting ready to peak. But what we have never seen, a lot of us, is we haven't seen the behind the scenes work. How many hours they spent dribbling a ball, right? At taking free kicks or trying to do different types of tricks with the soccer ball or whatever the case is, with the football, whatever the case is. We don't see the price they pay to get where they are today. A lot of times we see the highlights and we see the good stuff, but we don't see the price they pay. Let's say it's somebody who owns their own business, right? And now this person is making 100, 2, 3, $400,000 a year, or more, right? Whether it's you're a lot of times you can't. I guess you could, but sometimes I don't like to talk about big businesses like Amazon and stuff like that. But then again, we could talk about Amazon too, right? Because this is somebody who started off really small selling books. So a lot of people didn't see the progress from the first book to the second book, or whatever business that you have, or whatever business that you want to start. There's some people out there who have really successful catering businesses, really successful their cakes or cookies or ice cream or whatever is now in hotels or grocery store chains or whatever the case is. But they started off really small, long hours, doing all the work for themselves because a lot of times they couldn't afford to hire somebody to actually do the work, right? And again, we see them now when they're being interviewed on TV, or we see them when they have their this or their that. We see a lot of things when they've already hit a lot of people when they've already hit stardom, when they're already at the highlight reel. What we don't see is all that work, the many, many hours that these people put in, the failures, or if you want to call them setbacks, right? The setbacks that they had along the way to help that really kind of helped push them and inspire them to where they are today, because they didn't quit when they face some kind of situation? What about the people who are also in academics, right? Your people who've become doctors or lawyers or professors or whatever the case is. We don't see the hours. If you've never been through college, whatever, you don't see the hours that people put through to study to get where they are. The number of papers that they wrote, the dedication the things they had to give up, the way they had to be dedicated, all that dedication they had to put in to their schoolwork to get the first degree, the second degree, and the third degree, and the fourth degree, or whatever the case is, the hours they spend trying to get a doctorate or an MD or a law degree or whatever. There's a lot of pain, and the price seems so severe that these people have to go through to get where they are today. What I'm trying to do is just to paint a picture for you, right? There is a price that you have to pay up front, right? There is a price a lot of times that you have to pay up front if you are going to enjoy certain luxuries in life, if you want to have certain types of successes. And people, it's just a price that you have to pay. Not everybody is fortunate enough to have a family member or whoever, or a friend or whatever, somebody just kind of run into that will help them get all the stuff they need right up front, that would help them with the financing they need to start their businesses or whatever the case is. Some people got to work that from ground up to be able to get where they are. So everyone who really wants to be someone, most of those people, I would say, they pay a heavy price. But we only see, a lot of times, we only see the luxuries that they have because of the price they paid. And so a lot of times I feel like we live in a society where I call it the McDonaldization of society. So everything is fast. It's like fast food. Everyone wants everything fast. And a lot of times when people want things fast, it causes them to do some really crazy things that set them back in life. So they want fast money, so they end up doing something illegal or whatever the case is. And then you get caught, and that only sets you back 3, 4, 5 years. And it makes it even more difficult for you to overcome that obstacle now, on top of all the other obstacles that you already had in the first place, because you wanted something fast. It's always fast, right? People want cash fast. But the truth is, most people who have certain type of success didn't come from anything. A lot of people have worked hard and they've paid the price. So if you want to be successful in life, you have to be able to pay that price up front so that you could live the way you want to live on the back end. You know, Dave Ramsey said it really well, where he says that you have to live like no one else so that you can live like no one else. So what does that mean? You have to live like no one else. It means that you might not be able to drive the best car right now, but you have something reliable. You don't go out and buy something that's not going to cause that is not going to leave you with any kind of money to invest later on. No, you get something that's good now, and then when you've made more money, then you've invested, then you can buy something more expensive later, right? So but some people try to do it backwards, to do it the other way, or you don't chase a lot of, whoever, a lot of women or whatever the situation now, and all your money is going to strip clubs and this or whatever the case is, and you're not investing in your future. You're not investing in your future. Or you're talking about stuff that you want to accomplish, but you're not going to your nearest university or community college or trade school, right? Or whatever the case is, whatever technical thing that you want to learn, you're not doing all of that right now. So again, you can live like no one else on the back end, right? So you have to, when Dave Ramsey says you have to live like no one else, what he's talking about is you got to make sacrifices that people are not willing to make. Because there's a reason why some people achieve the things they want and some people don't. Those people are willing to make sacrifices a lot of times that some people are not willing to make. And because they're able and willing to make those sacrifices, they get to the point that they want to be at some point in their life. They have those nice things, those luxuries. They're able to enjoy those types of things. So you have to be able to do that if you're going to get to a certain point in your life. So, look, it is easy to say, I want a nice car, a nice house, a nice job, a nice whatever the case is. I want to take these trips. But realistically, you've got to be able to work for that stuff. And you know what? It's possible. It really is possible. It really comes down to your mindset and how much you really want it. How much are you willing to grind now so that you don't have to be struggling later on in life, so that you don't have to be working a 9 to 5 later on in your life. And nothing's wrong with a 9 to 5 if you want to be doing it. But I think a lot of people would not necessarily want to be rich, but I think a lot of people want to be financially secure. They want to be okay. They want to know that they could take a trip if they want to, and they ain't got to worry about where the money's going to come from. Or they could change their car if they want to, and they ain't got to worry about it. Just the simple things, to be secure, to be able to sleep at night and not have to worry about where the next dollar is going to come from. And to get to that point, what I'm saying is that you have to put in the sacrifices now. You know what your goal is, all right? And then know what you have to do now is to identify the areas that you need to work on, the things that you need to pull together. And it might be 2, 3, 4 years for you to just grind it out and hang in there. But it is possible. It's just that you have to pay that price up front so that you can enjoy the luxuries to the end, right? So as Dave Ramsey says, you have to live like no one else. Do the things that other people are not willing to do so that you could live like no one else. How very few people live, which is to have those types of things that they want. You got to pay the price up front if you really want to be where you want to be in life. So let me know your thoughts. Please drop them in the comments. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on your post notifications, because I post every single day, at least 5 or 6 times a week, but usually every single day. Also, don't forget to go back and check out my other videos, and then I'll appreciate it as well if you are to share and like the videos. It does help the channel grow. And then, as I said, drop your comments. If there's a video that you would like for me to make, just drop it in the comments and I'll be more than kind to make it. I'll be, more than kind and willing to make it as well, right? So thank you very much for taking the time to watch. I know you could be watching anyone else's videos, but I want to thank you for taking the time to actually watch my video as well. And please come back, subscribe, turn on your post notifications, all that kind of stuff. Until next time, take care. Peace.